Hey there, friends. A little bit unusual type of, quote, mass shooting according to the news media. That's what they are describing this as right now. 5 people, I believe, murdered, and maybe another one is injured. I think the 13-year-old girl is the one that was injured. Police discovered yesterday, some people dead in an apartment complex. During their investigation, they found more people in the apartment below the second floor apartment where the original people were found more people dead. However, police said Tuesday a 57-year-old man killed himself after 5 people were found dead, and a 13-year-old girl was critically wounded in shootings in a North Las Vegas neighborhood. The North Las Vegas Police Department said 2 women, one in her 40s, one in her 50s, were found shot and killed just after 10 p.m. in an apartment in the 300 block of Casa Norte Drive. A 13-year-old girl found with an apparent gunshot wound was taken to University Medical Center in critical condition. She was from the same apartment that the 2 women were murdered in. Inside a nearby apartment, which was the one directly below on the first floor, investigators later found 3 more shot dead, 2 women and 1 man, all in their 20s. Authorities identified Eric Adams as a suspect in the killing, saying in a Tuesday morning news release that he has been located as no longer a threat to the community. He was cornered at a local business where he shortly and quickly ran from local law enforcement. They sat there and tried to tell him, according to the police report, to drop his weapon. He did not, and then he ended his own life at that point. This is a strange one. You guys know that I break down and debunk the, quote, mass shooting numbers, the lies that claim that there's 100-something mass shootings a month, which is an absolute lie. Excuse me, I don't want to be like them. 30 to 40 a month. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 100-something. They're saying that we've had more mass shootings so far this year than days in the year, which is an outright lie. We've actually had, I like to say, based on the proper way, root cause analysis type thinking, like actual using some common sense, that we've had 2 mass shootings so far this year. One on the 4th of January, and I believe one last month in the month of May. Nevertheless, this is one of those situations where this will be lumped in with mass shootings, not because they care why, because they care that they reach a threshold of 4 or more shot or injured. So that's why they have it like that. I'm more concerned with putting an end and creating actual safer streets and making people safer so that they can recognize these things out there. So we look at the why, not the how many. We look at the why. The whys right now are not adding up, I have to tell you, because this does not look like this guy was obviously over-medicated, bullied, and all that kind of 57-year-old man, right? This looks more like either some kind of a drug-related hit or possibly a domestic dispute. This was not your traditional run-of-the-mill killing. If this guy was looking to kill more people, since he got away, that means that he was not cornered, he was not stopped at the apartment complex the day before when he did the killing of the people. So he could have clearly shot way more people. He chose not to, which means he probably shot who he went to shoot, and that's who he killed, right? He had specific targets in mind, took care of them, and then he left, then he was caught, then he killed himself. So look for this one to probably line out as being either domestic or drug-related more than anything. You're probably not going to hear about much of this. Why? That's why. Just figured I'd share that with you. That's why. You're not going to hear much about this. This does not meet the narrative. The lie that is trying to be pushed, obviously we, white males, are the greatest threat to America according to Joe Biden. Also, there is the feeling that anybody with a gun, most likely and more importantly, Second Amendment supporters, honest law-abiding Americans, are the real threat to America because we are trying to protect our Second Amendment rights. And of course, there's the lie about most white males are committing your quote mass shootings. I say this all the time, and I'm going to say this again. The media and the gun grabbers can't have it both ways. What do I mean by that? Okay. If you're going to use gang-related shootings to try to populate your mass shooter numbers, if you're going to purposely include what you know is not a random shooting, but you know it's people fighting in the hood or anywhere else, something pops off and people are shooting at each other because they're mad at each other. Ego, dope, arguments, whatever, gangs. if you're going to use those numbers to beef up the mass shooting numbers to try to scare people about guns, then you have to get off of the white people are committing all the mass shootings. Because out of the 25 to 30 and 40 a month that we get, quote, mass shootings, 90% of those are the people like the gentleman in this picture here. And they are not what you were trying to say is the greatest threat to America. So you cannot have it both ways. You either put all of these types of shootings into the mass shooting category and try to scare everybody that it could pop off anywhere, or you accept the fact that it's not the unprotected class that you want to blame for all of these shootings. It's actually your protected class. So you're going to have to get a grip on that, because I'm going to call you out on it at every single step.
God save the Queen, man.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. He's so horrible.